I waddled into my cubicle, plopped my humongous pregnant badonkadonk in my chair, and turned on my computer. Since I planned on working instead of taking my usual power nap to survive until lunchtime, I went to get breakfast. On this day, I ordered a 6-inch Subway breakfast sandwich on flatbread instead of my usual grits smothered in delicious American cheese. As I was eating, something began to feel strange. Oh, the pain that was traveling across my belly. I instant messaged my manager, avoiding calling too much attention to my distress. Then I stood up, placed my forehead against the overhead compartment of my desk. I thought my twins were on their way right then and there. The contractions were like a family of porcupines moonwalking across the red carpet at the Grammy Awards. It felt like an eternity had gone by since I had sent my manager the message of my pregnant woman down situation. For the love of my pelvis, what was taking her so long? Finally, she appeared. She asked if I could make it to the nurse's station. But the contractions crawling angrily across my belly said, "I don't think so, my dear. You might want to call for a speed demon on Hot Wheels to bulldoze you out of here." We nixed the trek to the nurse's station and skedaddled to the executive suite of the office to set up camp in there while this glorified soul graciously called the nurse. I sat in the chair waiting for the nurse, while the twins seemed to engage themselves in a kickball tournament. One of the managers was so kind to lend me his hand. I allowed this poor soul to keep his fingers from my incredible Hulk squeezes. Poor guy, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and did not know what he was getting himself into. With every contraction, I squeezed his hand with all I had. But he did not show any signs of falling faint. Thanks, Tom. Tom had the nerve to time the contractions. And I reminded him that I am only 19 weeks pregnant. These twins are not being delivered today. In the meantime, Mother Teresa, AKA our lovely assistant, informed me that she was instructed to call 911. 911? Why can't you just wheel me down to the nurse's station like a special delivery hammer mill copy paper on the supply cart? Anything but call 911, because that means I will be wheeled out of here on a gurney. It was my pride that had worried me about people seeing me board the ambulance truck to the hospital. Lo and behold, the office executive suite had turned into the FAA labor and delivery suite. Our fearless leader walked over and bends down and consoles me, and I nearly busted his eardrums roaring at him so loud that I dang near slid out of the chair. I heard yelling, "Move her to the sofa, move her to the sofa." I'm thinking, where are the paramedics? It's downtown DC for Pete's sake. How long does it take for 911 to get here? Trying to remain calm, all I could think about was my twins are going to be born today and will spend months in the NICU. I was scared out of my mind. And then I heard someone say, "Dr. Tilton is here." I thought, Dr. Tilton? And looked up, and sure enough, there he stood. But hold up, wait a minute. What does he know about delivering babies? He is the federal air surgeon for the FAA. Certainly, I was not trying to get my pilot certification today. Finally, in walked the paramedics, Let me tell you. 2 tall, dark chocolate men walked in. And I thought, I'm in good hands for this ride to the hospital. Soon I found out I would be going to GW Hospital. Once I got into the ambulance, I touched base with my family to let them know which hospital I would be going. No one was available via cell phone or text when I needed them. My significant other had started a new job. My nana-in-law left her cell phone at home. And Pat was oddly on travel in Virginia. My 911 chauffeurs needed to retake their driver's test because they hit every bump and pothole on the way to the hospital. It could not have gotten any worse being on a gurney in the back of an ambulance with a weak bladder and a tight tummy. We arrived at the emergency room, and these knuckleheads slammed my gurney to the ground. As you could imagine, the dark chocolate dolls became diaper stains after that. I was sent to labor and delivery to assess my symptoms. You know the drill. You're asked a million questions, and all you want is some relief. Nurse Betty hooks my belly up to the fetal monitor to check the babies. The nurse tells me she is unable to locate them on the monitor. What do you mean you can't find them? She then explained to me that the twins were moving around too much for her to see them. I was outdone. After that awful ride to the hospital, I was about to request a new nurse because this one was broken. The resident OB arrived while I was having contractions. She too asked me a million questions, but one in particular pertaining to my food intake. I told her my usual, grits smothered in cheese every morning, except for today, snacks between lunch and dinner. The resident doctor didn't see any contractions on the monitor. And I said, how can that be? They are tearing me up. The resident doctor had a fancier machine than the nurse, and the twins were in there bawling out of control. She says, well, the twins look like they're doing fine, but you may have gas. Gas? I have gas? The doctor told me the gas pains can imitate contractions, and with me eating cheese every morning, it had finally caught up with me. She ordered Smithicone for indigestion and gas medication, saying she would be back later to check on me. Another nurse came in to administer my meds. The first was a liquid concoction. She told me to toss back like I was having a shot of vodka. Otherwise, I would gag and vomit. This was the nastiest stuff, and I'm just gonna say stuff, but you know what I mean, that I had ever tasted. I also had a pill equivalent to Gas X. Heck, it probably was Gas X. 10 minutes later, when the OB returned, I was ripping the labor and delivery unit some new walls. Oh my goodness, the relief! That was the best gas releasing session ever. The twin shenanigans did not end there. We earned frequent patient badges from Holy Cross Hospital for the most trips to L&D triage. The Twin Olympic Games of 2013 occupied my belly. Gymnastic tournaments requiring water cooler consumptions, pelvic ballroom dance competitions, resulting in marathon naps, and synchronized swimming to jumpstart my urethra. The twins did not deliver that day, but 18 weeks later, Aaron Mark Jr. and Alexandra Madison were born. Oh.